My world shatters into 1,000 glittering shards. One moment, the familiar hum of the portal device. The next, I'm tumbling, stars blurring into streaks of liquid light. I hit something soft, yet resilient. My body absorbing the impact with a grunt. Warmth radiates through my clothes. My hands instinctively brace against the ground, sinking slightly into a thick, treacly ooze. Above me, the shimmering disk of the portal contracts, then winks out of existence, leaving behind only the dim amber glow of this new strange place. I push myself up, my muscles protesting. A forest surrounds me, but it's unlike anything I've ever seen. Towering dark brown formations twist upwards like petrified melted candy. Toffee stalagmites, hard and glossy. They stretch into a perpetual twilight, casting long, wavering shadows. The air itself feels thick, tasting faintly of burnt sugar and something mineral. My boots squelch with each step. The ground pulses, a slow, deep thrum beneath my feet, making the viscous earth tremble with an unsettling instability. My gaze drifts downwards. Near my outstretched hand, a small, unassuming cluster of growth clings to one of the toffee formations. It's a muted, rusty red, almost blending in with the dark landscape. I carefully pluck a tiny piece. My curse demands I understand new ecosystems through taste to bridge the gap my blind senses create. I bring the fragment to my lips, its surface surprisingly firm. The moment it touches my tongue, a strange sensation prickles inside my mouth. A ghost of something sharp, something metallic. I chew, focusing, trying to pull any nuance from the non-flavor. This place is a fundamental mystery, a hostile culinary puzzle, and understanding its rules is my only path forward. You won't want to miss how these secrets unfold, especially a critical discovery waiting for us later in this journey. I crest the last sticky dune, its surface shimmering like baked sugar under a hazy violet sun. Below, the world of molten toffee wells stretches, a vast amber gold expanse. It isn't still, like the map suggested. Slow, syrupy currents undulate across the surface of the deepest wells, carrying with them tiny crystalline fragments. They glitter for a breath, like scattered diamond dust, catching the muted light. My gaze follows them, tracking their slow drift. They move towards darker, bark-like patches of fungus clinging to the well's edges and submerged rocks. And then, a blink. They're gone. Not sunken, dissolved, vanished upon contact with the fungus. The sight sends a cold ripple through my stomach. This isn't just a strange ecosystem. It's a living, reactive chemical bath. My initial objective to simply locate the rustbark fungus now feels inadequate. This environment holds a secret, and the fungus is at its heart. My attention drifts from the shimmering wells, pulled by a flicker of movement near a shelf of fungus. A small, multi-legged thing no bigger than my thumb skitters into view. I've heard whispers of these toffee skippers, indigenous to these wells. It moves with a frantic energy, its segmented body a blur of burnt orange and deep brown, each tiny leg clicking against the crystalline fungal growths. It's heading for a particularly dark, bark-like patch, a cluster I've noted as unusually robust. Just as its front legs touch the surface, a high-pitched metallic click rips through the air, sharp and sudden. The skipper recoils violently, as if struck. It scrambles backward, legs churning the air, then freezes, trembling. The sight sends a chill through me. It lets out another weak, chittering click, then disappears over the edge of the fungal shelf, scuttling away with a speed born of pure panic. My initial cautious observation morphs into a cold dread. That specific patch of fungus, it's not merely unpalatable, it's actively hostile, even to the creatures native to this place. This confirms it. The Rustbark isn't just a name, it's a warning. My objective shifts immediately from generalized testing to understanding this specific, dangerous growth. This is a far more precise threat than I anticipated. I need to rethink my approach entirely. I press my face close to the shimmering surface of my obsidian-polished spoon. It reflects the undulating metallic sheen of the rustbark patches, a tapestry of burnt sienna and verdigris clinging to the caramel-glazed cliffs. Tiny, segmented toffee skippers, the size of my thumb, scuttle on the rock face just beyond the fungal sprawl. Their movements are synchronized, almost ritualistic. I shift the spoon, angling it to catch a wider swathe of light. As my shadow, cast by the twin moons of molten toffee, stretches over a patch of rustbark, the skippers nearest to it don't scatter. Instead, they shift in unison, maintaining a precise, unvarying minimum distance from the encroaching darkness. It's not fear, not exactly. It's a calculated, almost reflexive repositioning. They stay just outside the shadow line, like dancers avoiding a hot floor tile. The pattern repeats with every cloud, every rock protrusion. The skippers are not avoiding me. They are avoiding the shadow as it passes over the fungus. They maintain a perfect perimeter around it, a living fence that shrinks and expands with the light. My heart thrums a frantic rhythm. This isn't random. This is an environmental rule. The fungus, or something about it, dictates their boundaries. I whisper to myself, tracing the shadow's edge with my finger. This dance of avoidance, this precise minimum distance they keep, it's like a stalker, following an invisible line. This is important. Keep this word. Dread begins to curdle in my gut. What effect does the rustbark have that even these creatures, adapted to this harsh world, keep such a wide berth? The thought sends a cold shiver through me. But then, the dread twists into strategic focus. I can't track the fungus directly in this terrain without alerting the skippers or risking unknown exposure. But I can track them, their synchronized movements, their unwavering distance from the shadows. They are living arrows. They point to the rustbark's hidden presence, a proxy radar for its reach. The game has changed. I now understand a crucial rule, and this rule changes everything about how I find my prime ingredient. The indirect hostility of this ecosystem just became a very useful, if unsettling, guide. The Toffee skippers lead me deeper, their iridescent wings fluttering in sync, painting faint, shifting patterns on the hardened toffee walls. Their usual playful chirps grow muted, replaced by a low, almost thrumming sound. A primal instinct tightens in my gut. This isn't just a detour. The air thickens, sweet and cloying, yet carrying an undertone I can't place. Almost electric, my internal barometer screams caution. We pass a hidden fissure, a narrow, jagged scar in the rock-solid syrup. The skippers hesitate, then dart inside, their glow fading into oppressive shadow. I take a deep breath, the air here heavy, metallic. The grotto is a cavern of muted light and echoing drips. My steps crunch on crystalline sugar dust. The skippers hover, agitated now, their thrumming intensifying, guiding my gaze to the furthest wall. There, massive layered growths cling like ancient rusted armor. The rustbark fungus, each shimmers a dull, metallic bronze under the low ambient light. Thick, viscous golden nectar oozes from hairline cracks in its surface, collecting in slow, deliberate beads. It smells like old iron and concentrated honey. A faint, high-pitched whine begins to resonate from the walls, vibrating through the ground. The grotto itself feels alive, hostile. This isn't just an ingredient, it's a sentinel. Dread curls in my stomach, cold and sharp, but my focus narrows. This is it, the prime ingredient. Acquiring it will demand more than just skill. It will demand a new kind of strategy. The rustbark fungus pulses with a dim inner light. I take out my blunt paring knife, its edge worn smooth from countless scrapes against tougher surfaces. This is an exploratory incision, a test. My fingers hover, ready to retract. I press the dull blade gently against the fungus's textured surface. The moment the steel makes contact, a high-frequency vibration shoots through the knife, up my arm, and rattles my teeth. A low, resonant hum builds in the air, not from the fungus, but seemingly from the very rock walls around us. It feels like the air itself is shivering. Suddenly, without warning, thick, metallic tendrils, hardened like ancient toffee, erupt from fissures in the cavern walls. They lash out with startling speed, a flurry of dark, gleaming whips. They are targeting the precise spot where my knife meets the rustbark. I pull my hand back in a blur, the blade scraping uselessly against the air as the nearest tendril slices through the space where my fingers just were. A sharp, metallic clack echoes, followed by a faint, sickly sweet scent of scorched sugar. My heart pounds against my ribs. This isn't just a defensive plant. This is something else entirely. It feels like it's anticipating, watching, hunting. This thing doesn't just react. It feels like it's waiting, observing, like some kind of stalker. This is important. Keep this word, stalker. The hum fades, the tendrils retract back into the rock, leaving only scorch marks and a lingering question of how deep this intelligence goes. I pull back into the deepest shadow, the oppressive warmth of the molten toffee wells pressing in. My skin tingles with residual distortion. The rustbark pulses, not randomly, but with a precise, cyclical thrum that pushes against the air, against my very bones. The viscous orange tendrils, thick as my arm, writhe in perfect sympathy. They pulse too, synchronized with the fungus. Then I feel it, a faint, sub-audible rumble, a groan from the very core of this world, echoing up through the liquid toffee. It's a rhythmic pulse, slow and immense. This isn't just an aggressive plant. It's part of a larger living system, its defenses perfectly tuned to an unseen beat. I press my back against a slick, warm rock, forcing myself to stillness. I breathe with the rumbling. In, out. A slow internal count. I watch the rustbark, the tendrils, the subtle ripples in the molten surface. The cycle. It holds a precise rhythm, a vulnerability. My first move is too hasty. I misjudge the ebb, the surge of the defensive vibrations. A sudden wave of metallic distortion slams into me, blurring my vision, making my ears ring with a sound like grinding tectonic plates. I stumble back, the air thick with acrid vapor. A sharp, stinging pain shoots through my arm, where a tendril, momentarily rigid, lashed out. My resolve solidifies. I wait, my heart hammering against my ribs, analyzing the precise moment of systemic relaxation. The world hums, a low, resonant chord. My movements become deliberate, precise. I anticipate the cycle, slipping past the vibrating fungi and weaving through the pulsating tendrils during their brief dormant phase, a mere fraction of a second of calm. My hand closes around a thick, rust-red growth. It rips free with a deep, wet pop. The rustbark is mine. Holding it, I feel its residual vibrations. They are not just chemical or physical. They are resonant. This entire world, the molten toffee wells, is a giant living organ, its parts all vibrating in a single complex symphony. The ingredients here, they don't just grow. They sing a silent, potent song, waiting to be heard, waiting to be understood, waiting to be brought to the plate. This isn't just food. It's an echo of the world's deepest music. I need to learn to conduct. The earth's ceaseless groan abruptly softens, melting into a viscous low hum that vibrates through my very bones. It's not quiet, but a distinct lack of pressure, a fleeting window of environmental uncertainty. I track its unique frequency, this specific lull I've learned to recognize amidst the chaos. This is important. Keep this word, stalker. It's the moment the molten toffee wells pause, not out of rest, but out of a cunning, calculated breath before tightening its grip on my senses again. I move, a blur of focused intention. My sharpened oyster shucker glints, biting into the thick, obsidian-like rustbark. It cracks, a dry, splintering sound swallowed by the deep hum. A large, jagged slab tears free, revealing the creamy, mineral-rich underside. Simultaneously, my other hand is there, a heavy glass jar poised. The condensed nectar milk, shimmering like liquid amber, drips from the exposed bark. I scoop rapidly, each gloop a thick, satisfying plop. The air begins to shimmer again, a nascent ripple of distortion gathering at the edges of my vision. My heart pounds, not just with exertion, but with the cold thrill of success and the immediate understanding of a new, profound truth. The environment isn't just chaotic. It observes, it responds, and it learns. I have just outsmarted it, if only for a blink. I am back near my portal. The molten toffee wells still vibrate, a low thrumming that I feel more than hear through the ground. It's a constant reminder of this place's unstable heart. My hands are steady as I drop the harvested rustbark fungus into a heavy, pitted mortar. The coarse, flaky pieces clatter, smelling like old iron and damp earth. I lift the pestle, its weight familiar, and begin to crush. The rustbark resists at first, a grinding friction, then splinters into a finer, rust-colored powder. Each impact releases a sharper, more concentrated metallic aroma that pricks at the back of my throat. I add a measured dollop of condensed nectar milk, thick and syrupy, watching it slowly absorb the grit. The mixture turns a dull, swirling gray, like storm clouds before a downpour. Over a small, carefully shielded campfire, its flames barely visible against the twilight glow, I place my dented steel pot. The gray concoction hisses faintly as it begins to heat. The metallic tang in the air intensifies, no longer just a scent, but a palpable presence, a taste on my tongue. My tongue, which registers only the echo of what real taste should be. This, however, feels profoundly present. I stir slowly, the mixture thickening, promising a meal of potent, peculiar revelations. This is it, the scrap iron soup. I lift the spoon, heavy with the steaming scrap iron soup, a deep, murky brown, almost black, with glints that catch the flickering torchlight. The aroma is complex. Not a smell, really, but a metallic hum I feel deep in my sinuses. My tongue, usually a blank slate for flavor, anticipates something new. The first spoonful enters my mouth. It's not just metallic, it's molten, a raw industrial taste, like chewing on pure ore. It coats my entire palate, a sharp, coppery tang that vibrates down my throat. My vision blurs for a fraction of a second. The cave walls, usually solid and unyielding, seem to ripple like water reflecting an unseen current. It's the rustbark, the rhythmic thrum I felt inside the giant fungal structures, the subtle pulses I sensed, now echo inside me. The very air around me seems to resonate, vibrating at the same frequency. I see the metallic shimmer in the soup. Then the shimmer extends, painting the familiar rock with unseen energies. It's as if I've swallowed the landscape itself, understanding its mineral bones from the inside out. My curse, usually a void, now becomes a lens, amplifying the world's hidden frequencies. I set the empty pot down. The metallic taste lingers, a constant companion. My body feels heavy, yet profoundly alert. My gaze sweeps the cave, seeing it not as rock and dust, but as a symphony of subtle currents, a living, pulsing mineral tapestry. A weary smile touches my lips. I finally get it. Just then, the air behind me begins to warp. A faint, almost imperceptible tremor strengthens, coalescing into a shimmering oval portal. It pulses with a soft, inviting light. My next journey awaits, and this time, I know a little more about the ground I'll stand on. That's a wrap for this world. If you want to keep exploring the multiverse with me and see what ingredients we hunt next, hit that subscribe button and join the crew. The next portal opens soon. Don't get left behind. See ya!